Hello guys, just a quick one before we do get into today's video. We have dropped our brand new March collection. We've got the Serial Dessers Ronaldo 90, along with the Philippe Clement World's Best Boss Tee. Do shop the collection by going down into the link in the description or go to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, let's get back into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, as always, we are going to be going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. That includes the Rangers expert claiming that the club have made a huge mistake after a recent reveal. Yes, quite a lot to go over, but of course we are back in action tomorrow. Games are coming thick and fast. Rangers will be taking on Benfica at Ibrox for a place in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Of course, the tie is finally balanced at 2-2. We've seen this story play out a good few times in our sort of recent history, getting a decent result away from home in the Europa League and then coming to Ibrox and getting the job done under our really good atmosphere and our 12th man and using that to our advantage. Now, Benfica, as I stated in today's earlier video, are a side that are under pressure in terms of the managers under pressure, despite them getting back to winning ways at the weekend in a 3-1 victory in their league, the first win in their previous 4 games. They still are a side that possess a lot of quality. You know, Angel Di Maria has been fantastic so far this season. Neves is being linked with a £100 million move to Manchester United this summer. So they do have a side that is full of a lot of quality and are still second in the Portuguese Premier League, just 1 point behind Sporting Lisbon. They are also above FC Porto. If you watched the game last night in the Champions League, FC Porto took Arsenal right to the wire. It took Arsenal penalty kicks to go on and beat them. And again, they've been lauded in the English media that FC Porto are a fantastic side. And remember, guys, the Scottish media would have you believe that Rangers had a bad result. Was it Bill Leckie that said we had a poor result in Lisbon against Benfica? When FC Porto, who are currently behind Benfica in the Portuguese Premier League, are being lauded by English press for taking Arsenal and showing that their quality against Arsenal. So guys, remember, it's a very, very good team that we are up against. And as stated, yes, they do have had their troubles over the last a week or so, but as stated, they have a lot of quality within this side, and Rangers will have to be the best. The crowd will have to be at the best, but I do hope and I do have confidence that we can go on there and get a victory. I really do. I feel like we can go out and get into the quarterfinals, and here's hoping we do so tomorrow at Ibrox. Absolutely buzzing for it. Ahead of the clash, guys, and at the time of recording this video, I haven't actually, the press conference actually hasn't been going on at the time of recording this video. However, early signs are stating that we are seeing Todd Campbell. Todd Campbell has been pictured back in training. Now, whether he's going to be available for this game remains to be seen. However, it does prove to be a timely boost for Rangers. Of course, we are in the midst of a bit of an injury crisis. Games are coming thick and fast, and to be fair, the international break that follows after this weekend is coming at the right time for Rangers. I do think that will act as a really good stopgap, ready to go for that second or for the last part and the run-in towards the title and all the kind of trophies, the business end of the season. This 2-week period will help us out a lot. So yeah, 2 games to navigate with this side that does feel a little bit depleted, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. Todd Campbell, of course, returning, which is a timely boost, and of course the international break on the horizon, which will help us out a lot with the run-in towards all 3 trophies. Now, going into today's main subject of the video, guys, yes, it is with regards to a Rangers expert stating that Rangers have made a mistake. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. You probably would have already heard about it at this moment in time, but let's discuss it. Yes, Lewis Ferguson, a name that's been well linked to this football club due to the famous last name, and a player that has always divided opinion within the Rangers fan base. A player that fans have often said, look, he's only being wanted by all Rangers. Would only go after him because of his last name and he has no quality and all these kind of things. But then others would make the argument that he's a very, very good goal-scoring midfielder. I'm with the latter, and I do believe that Lewis Ferguson at Aberdeen would have done a job for Rangers within the middle of the park. And to be fair, you can't not have enough Scottish players who kind of get it, and young and goal-scoring midfielders, and I thought he was a great player, and I did believe that we should have made a move for him. However, we didn't, and now, guess what? Since moving to Bologna, he has been a revelation since leaving Aberdeen for £2.1 million, by the way. £2.1 million is all he cost Bologna. And now Juventus and current Serie A champions Napoli are just two of a number of sides tracking the 24-year-old. Yes, Serie A giants Juventus and Napoli are among a host of clubs interested in signing the Scotland international Lewis Ferguson from Bologna this summer, according to Sky Italy. The 24-year-old has been amazing since arriving in Italy, and as I stated, he's the current club captain, and Bologna do currently sit fourth place within the league. And yeah, this Juventus and Napoli are just two of a number of sides tracking Ferguson. While it's understood there's interest from teams in other leagues in Europe, but no clubs are pushing for a deal yet, and it's still early in a potential transfer process. It is also understood that Aberdeen inserted a 15% sell-on clause into the deal with Ferguson nearly 2 years ago. The midfielder so far has scored 6 goals in 27 league appearances this season, helping to propel his side to fourth spot in the Champions League. Fourth spot and look to go for a race to the Champions League. Ferguson is expected, of course, he is included in Scotland's upcoming friendlies against the Netherlands and Northern Ireland. Obviously, Barry Ferguson spoke out about this recently and stated that Lewis would have walked to Rangers had there been interest, and Barry Ferguson has said time and time again that Rangers have made a mistake of not signing his nephew. Now, again, I know it's easy to say, and as I stated, a lot of people talking about this, and you're going to go, Dan, it's in the past, we have to move on from it, but what can we learn from this? What lesson can we learn from this going forward? Well, maybe not be too snobbery towards talents that were within the Scottish Premiership, players that play for the teams outside of sort of Rangers and Celtic that do possess quality. Now, I know they do come far and few between, but there is a lot of players that do go on to have a good, successful career from Hearts, Hibs, Aberdeen, and these kind of teams. John McGinn's a good example at this moment in time down south, and you can see some of the other players that have gone on to go to Italy, Aaron Hickey, these kind of players that have gone and avoided the old firm, or the old firm didn't come into them. And what I'm trying to say here is that Rangers should be maybe looking inwards with their scouting network. Yes, I like the sort of foreign exports. Yes, I like those kind of players coming in. I do like what Niels Cooper looks like he's doing, but we should look on our own doorstep at some times, and Lawrence Shankland could potentially be one of those players. Is Lawrence Shankland a player? Yes, I know he's a different profile. He's a bit older than Lewis, but certainly, if we don't go in and get Lawrence Shankland, could he go out to Italy and light the league up? It's one of them. So again, I do think it's the moral of the story that we shouldn't be too snobby towards the Scottish talent. We still should give them a chance. And I agree with Barry Ferguson. I do think that was a mistake made, especially that he was Barry Ferguson's nephew, Derek Ferguson's son. I felt like it would have been. He's a Rangers fan as well. I think that could have been something that should have been done, but as stated, it's now in the past. It's way too late to do that. We're talking probably 20 odd million quid that he's going to be worth, and going on to play for Juventus or Napoli or the other sides that I mentioned, I think is an absolutely meteoric rise, and you probably wouldn't have foreseen him playing at that sort of level, and that is the highest level of football really, for argument's sake, playing for Juventus, one of the biggest sides in the world, and he's done that by just going from Aberdeen to Bologna to there for 2 million quid, which we could have gotten for 2 million quid. So it's one of those, but we have to maybe learn from our mistakes going forward. But either way, Rangers fans, do let me know your thoughts on Lewis Ferguson. Let me know your thoughts on his rise, and did we make a mistake not signing him? Yes or no? Again, let me know down in the comment section below. Also, let me know your score predictions for the game against Benfica down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's videos. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.